Yo, what's up guys? It's Jack with another video. In this video I'm going to show you how to learn German as a teenager. Somewhat quickly. It kind of depends on how good you are at learning foreign languages. So yeah, there's three things, and those are immersion, talking to locals, and a language learning program. So I'll kind of break those down in this video, and we'll soon see the secrets to learning a language. Just as a disclaimer, I'm not fluent in any language except for English, obviously. So, however, I am in the process of learning German. So, give it a few months and I might be close to fluent. I'll be in Germany for 11 months, so if I'm not fluent by the end of 11 months, then there's something wrong with me and I did this whole thing wrong. But we'll see. So this is kind of my advice. If you want actual professional advice, I'm not your guy. So without further ado, let's get started. So immersion, right? I feel like that's almost the best way to do it, essentially. Obviously, first part of immersion is living in the country. So for example, if you want to learn German, then live in Germany. So yeah, I recommend that, but that's obviously, like, that's not for everyone. So, you know, if this is just like a hobby of yours, you know, learning languages, and you want to learn German, I mean, it depends on how much you really want to learn the language. Like, if you have to, then I recommend moving to the country, but you know what's right for you. I don't have to tell you. Either way, I recommend moving to this country because it's pretty cool. So 1B, I guess, watching TV or Netflix or YouTube videos in German. So I actually think this is a very good way because, one, you get to watch Netflix, and two, you get to learn German. So yeah, no more explanation on that one. Moving on. No, I'm kidding. I mean, this really helps because it gives you kind of a context for how actual native speakers talk. So I've heard stories of people that have literally learned an entire language from only watching Netflix or TV shows. I think that's very cool, and for the most part, it's free. YouTube is free, that's for sure. So, you know, you can just Google some German YouTubers and watch them. So moving on, number 3 out of immersion is reading. So it kind of depends on how you look at it, whether or not you consider reading part of immersion or not. But anyways, yeah, reading. I feel like reading, once you have a foundation, even if you don't have a foundation, reading books in German will help you a lot. And so there are actually certain books made to specifically help you learn the language. So very simple stories, very easy to follow sentences. So even if you don't speak any German at all, this is a good way to kind of start building up your foundation. And it's not that expensive either, so I recommend that. So this, for example, Greg's Tagebuch, Diary of a Wimpy Kid in German, and probably the best book series ever made, debatably. Yeah, so this is in German, so kind of intermediate level. You can't really see it, but like kind of like intermediate level stuff. I haven't started it yet, but I really should. Yeah, because it's Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and who doesn't like that? So if you're looking for some good books to learn German with, I have linked some in the description. I've picked out some books that have good reviews and I've read lots about. So yeah, make sure to check those out if you're interested in reading. Okay, number 2, talking to locals. This is kind of its own. This really, all of this stuff could be a part of immersion, maybe, except for the last part. But yeah, kind of like how I said about watching TV and Netflix and hearing other people talk natively. This is kind of the same thing with talking to locals, except it's a lot more interactive, obviously. And it won't be easy at first. It'll be hard and frustrating like it is for me right now. But I do think this is the best way to learn any language, really. So when you're talking to someone in German, there's lots of phrases that literally translated don't make much sense. It's just conversational things that you hear and that you can pick up on if you talk to enough people in your language. So talking to locals is super important, I think, and I feel like that's really the only way that you can become fully fluent. Because when you're talking to someone that natively speaks German, like, that's the real deal. You're listening to the German language, like, organically, I guess. I like that. Yeah, you're listening to it organically without it being made to make you learn or whatever. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but yeah, talk to people. So if you're having trouble trying to find people to talk German to, I did some research, and there's this website called wespeak.com, and it kind of lets you video chat and text with people in whatever language you want to learn. So they have like French, Spanish, tons of languages, including German. So I do also recommend that, and I'll link that as well. Okay, number 3. So this is kind of boring. This is the boring part, but still very worth mentioning, still pretty helpful, I think. And that is a language learning program such as Rosetta Stone or Duolingo or what have you. So the great thing about Rosetta Stone is that, I mean, it's trusted, lots of people use it. Okay, so all the ways stated before are kind of, I guess, harder. So, I mean, it depends on how you look at it, but in a way, it's like, I think it's a lot harder than just learning it with a language learning program, because then you actually have to use your brain, and no one likes to do that. So that's why Rosetta Stone is so great, because it just holds your hand through the German language, essentially. There's some harder aspects of the language, such as the grammar, that you might need external resources for besides Rosetta Stone. I think Rosetta Stone has helped a lot with my vocabulary. For sure. It helps a lot with vocabulary. I mean, really with everything. And there will come a point where you have to incorporate, reading or watching Netflix in German or what have you. But Rosetta Stone is a great way to just get started and build a foundation. So that is why I highly recommend it. And I've been using it for a few months now, and I feel like I have learned a decent amount from it. So if you're an exchange student, I do recommend Rosetta Stone, because literally any single bit of knowledge of the language helps a lot. So yeah, Rosetta Stone. I do have a link in the description of this video, so make sure you check that out. It is an affiliate link, so if you don't want to pay me or anything, just look up Rosetta Stone on Amazon and buy it that way. Don't use my link if you don't want to. So that has been it for today's video, which was, in case you don't remember, how to learn German as a teenager. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope I brought some value into your life. If not, dislike this video right now. But if you did like this, then make sure to like it, show me some love. And if you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. And if you're feeling a little promiscuous, turn on post notifications. This has been Jack Bullock. I'll see you next time.